Hello and welcome to another episode with me, Loki the Old Crow. I am covering the Facebook Community Cup. It's the Lowy Low Cup. Here we have two military men. In red we have General Omar, and he is playing as the Goths. And in blue we have Lieutenant Howard, playing as the Teutons. Now let's see how the Civs stack up with each other. Teutons, infantry civilization, monk healing range times 2, much like my last video, whereas Byzantines, they had a monk healing rate times 2 or something like that. I don't know how useful that is. Towers, garrison times 2 units, murder holes, herbal medicine is free. Murder holes free is nice. I particularly like that. Farms cost 40% less, which is great. Town centre garrison is plus 10, so that's good if you're facing early aggression or just sort of raids a lot of the time. Barracks and stable units have plus 1 armour in Castles, plus 1 in Imperial, 4 plus 2 total. Unique unit is the Teutonic Knight. Unique text, Ironclad and Crenellations. Ironclad gives your siege weapons extra melee armour, and Crenellations give you plus 3 range on castle, garrisoned with infantry. Garrisoned infantry fire arrows. Wow, that was hard. I'm very sorry. I bet there's people that barely speak English that could have said that better. Anyway, carry on. Team bonus: units resist conversion, and we will see now for the Goths. As you probably, if you've watched any of my previous videos, you would already know their sort of their strats and what they're good at, what they're bad at, and in particular, I think the Goths have to be stomped on early game. Otherwise, they're allowed to build up to get these two techs here, these Anarchy and Perfusion. With the barracks, they work 20% faster, cumulative 120, sorry. And then you add into that the 1 plus attack. The infantry cost goes down as you age up, and then you can basically create Huskarls at will, whenever you like, and however fast you like. It doesn't take long at all. I bet it's somewhere close to a second to create a Huskar once you've got all those tech and the conscription, of course. Because that produces stuff 33% faster. So you add all those percentages up and it is crazy. But let's see how it goes. Let's see if the Goth player can actually do this. As usual, I'm going to take a little slower with this because I haven't seen these two play before. We'll have a look at their starts. This game will focus more on blue, next game will focus more on red, unless this game is particularly one-sided. I haven't even had a sniff of what this game entails. But let's take a look if we can see difference now in scouting. Both roughly carrying the same kind of scouting pattern, and yeah, there's not much between them at the moment. Omar lagging slightly behind. No idle time. We've got 12 versus 13. And I was 13 on 13. That's good. No idle time there for red. A little bit of idle time here for blue. Straight back on it. That was a couple of seconds. Half decent ball off. Let's check in with red. And I think red's Lord his boars. There's both his boars. Usually it's done around 11 pop, I think. Once you hit 11 villagers, the 11th one generally goes to get the boar. Generally, very generally. Blue has took his first boar. Red doesn't look like he's taking boars. Still pretty neck and neck. Gonna skip forward a little bit because, you know, decent lumber placement there. And let's check out blues. Decent lumber placement there. What I like about this is it's easily wall offable. Wall offable. That's a new one. That's a lot of villagers there. Some idle there. There's a couple of villagers idle over there. Should perhaps have gone on berries instead, or even wood. You've only got 2 on wood at the moment. Unless, of course, the Teuton is going to go and get some early aggression in. Who knows? Normally, if you're heavy on food like that, they're not really heavy on food, you just idle, I guess. Nobody on gold yet, and we go for the first ball. Or oh no, the ball's already down. Missed that. Here comes the second one. It's going to be good. It's under the TC, that's alright, that is. That's alright. Slightly over optimal for gathers. I think 9 is the best rate, I think. Oh, blue's coming forward, and red has spotted it. Ooh. Let's see what happens. I'm guessing forward barracks and probably a house. A house, forward barracks, and maybe a tower. Is he on stone? Yeah, he's on stone. He's on stone heavy. He's on stone heavy. Could be looking at a tower here. Can tower rush. Quick tower rush. He's identified the gold. He's identified the gold there. And he's put a tower down there, and it's going to be a Vil War. That tower was not going up. Trust me, that tower was not going up. Lost his scout. Not supported by any military units at the moment. Usually, it's going to be interesting now. Red putting up a wall now. Okay, so he's decided to wall off that stone and give up the score lead there. Blue's starting to, red's starting to get into farms a little bit, but a lot of idle time there for red. This tower rush has thrown him. He needs to get a second tower up. He desperately needs to get a second tower up. There we go. Probably a barracks. I'd recommend a barracks as well. Start producing them units. If you're just using stone, you can use your gold and your food as well. Need to take him off this gold. This gold, I don't think he's going to go for right away. This much into stone, into just one stone pile is probably a little much. Maybe he's just trying to push him off that, but he's got plenty of other wood around him. Let's take a look at the fog of war. He doesn't really see much. He's not really scouted the base that well. Blue should know what's around here. Should at least have identified where he's going on gold. That should be the big one. Because red could largely ignore this, build out this sort of way, build up down here like he already is doing. This is bad play here. That's not necessary. You're gonna lose Vils to that. You want to put your own defensive tower down. Barracks is good. You put your own defensive tower down. Stop him encroaching anymore. And continue on with the resources. I think red's gonna be okay, to be honest. He just needs to get his food eco up. He needs to stop any kind of military coming in now from blue, because that will mess him up quite heavily. Looks like both players are heavily invested into the feudal age. If I was red, I'd try and get into the a castle age as fast as possible and drop a castle. Drop a defensive castle here. So you've got a little claim to the gold. Maybe even put a town centre here. So you've got a claim to the gold here. Don't have to worry about the stone, because stone's nice and safe down here. That's probably what I'd go for. Win or lose, that's probably what I'd go for. The general under the cosh early doors, though he's carrying the score lead by a squeak. Let's take a look at blue. Blue is largely unfazed at home. And blue's going to try and continue to chip away at General Omar's walls. See how successful that is. You need to get that. Look at these guys here, red. Get these building another tower. Get them building one tower here. One tower. Because this will effectively defend your gold and stop blue from coming any further in without military units. He's got spears up now. Red could just... Ooh, this is going to be good. This is probably where the game's going to be decided. It's spears versus swords. Man-at-arms. So the man-at-arms are going to carry that very easily. The question is, are they going to be able to take down these towers and get rid of the blue builders? That's not a bad watchtower, but the problem with it is he could come over here next. Being protected by these two and this tower, he could come over here, start pressuring that town centre. Eventually there'll be a 2-on-1 situation with the towers. If he gets it up there, we could deny. Nope. Those villagers now just need to push. They need to get in there, take that tower down. There's only one tower that can attack him. Just get in, get the job done, get out. But he should be on stone by now. All these idle villagers should be on stone. Blue is expanding brazenly outward. But he is forgetting to build vills back at home. That's one thing. Can't believe he's getting bullied by spears. Spears don't ever get bullied by spears. Granted, if there's loads of them, but like a group of villagers supported by that tower could probably take all those spears. Release your man-at-arms. Release them. You've got them. Use them. Red used all his stone now to to repair that tower. If he had placed it here, it would have been in range of his TC, and that would have given him some extra cover fire for these particular situations. That's why I recommended one round here. It heads off the gold a little bit, and is in defensive range of the TC as well, which is also getting blasted by these now. So Blue's lost his tower. That's it. Oh, I thought you were going to attack. Look how low. Look how low these are. Just attack a couple of them with your vills, mate. You'd kill them. But there we go. There we go. Look how long Steve lasted there against all them spearmen. The spearmen are rubbish. Kill them. Kill them. Now this is just taking the mick, to be honest. Look how many he's got in there. He could. The lieutenant is out foxing the general. This is a good engagement, Freddy. He needs to get rid of him, but he could do with just pulling him slightly out of the tower minimum range there and get the tower involved. Look at this by Blue. This is an absolute. I mean, what can you do? Well, you can build defensive towers here. Granted, you need to get that castle down. He's only got 4 on stone though. You should have had stone earlier than this. Look at this. He's just been slowly choked out. This is GG territory. Just been slowly ground down to the nub by what has been an absolutely. I had my doubts at first about Blue's castle, about Blue's towerish, but it's proven at this point now to be quite masterful, and it looks like he's going to get the GG. Unless Red can turn it round, he's plenty of gold, plenty of wood. He could potentially now get a few battery ramps. What he is doing is building knights, which is not the unit to go for, especially when you're facing this many spears. Sorry, I'm dazed and confused. I don't know what happened to his man at arms. That's a good play by Red. Here we go. Here we go. Attack the right targets. No. It's been whittled. It's been allowed to be whittled down by arrow fire, and then I suppose you've got 2 Vil picks there, which counts for a fair bit. This is good. This is good baiting. This is good baiting. These knights now are free to do some bits, mate. They're free. They're ready to go. Do some bits. You need to take down these towers. That's it. Another ram. Another couple rams. Blue's still stuck in feudal at the moment. He's gone heavy into feudal. He's got a couple of defensive towers, which I like. Look, he's correctly identified that he needs to put one over his gold. This one's covering the approach to gold. He's putting a market on his gold. He's looking desperately to get into Castle Edge because he knows. I've been in this position. He knows his enemy is about to come back. And guess what? Once he's got rammed, there's not much you can do about it unless you go into man at arms at feudal. What's scary is this player is Goths. He's now got enough to put down a castle. Now, if he puts down a defensive castle right here, maybe a town centre here, he could turn the tide. Look at how many farms he's got already. He could turn the tide and start making us skulls. Those villagers need to be killing that ram, but I think Blue's busy at home doing something. Oh, there's a little bit of a night counter rush going on here. Counter rush, a little bit of a night raid. And it's in the day. What's he gonna do? Attack him on that. Them villagers quite correctly go after the ram. They got 1 Vil pick over here. Blue's going into barracks. The interesting thing is the unique units for both civs are infantry, and I think Huskars will get absolutely whooped by the Teutonic Knights. They're essentially 2 sides of the same coin. You have Teutons, which have, if I'm correct, high melee armor, and then you have the Huskar, which has got extremely high pierce armor. So one's good for the melee, one's good for closing down archers and killing them. Castle near enough where I suggested it should go. Like I said, I've not seen this video. Blue's now released some knights. That's good. That's good work by him as he's gone into Castle Age. Red's going after the relics. This is what I like to see. Red, instead of bringing him back to his base with all these knights, is just walking around. Just going around the map, drawing him away from his base and away from Red's base, crucially. We've got 9 idols versus 14 idols for blue. Blue's economy is kind of overbalanced a little bit, leaning towards wood, but he's only got 2 lumberjacks at this moment. He's got 24 on farms, 14 on nothing, 6 on gold. Needs a few more on gold, a few more on farms, and the rest go to wood, I'd imagine. I'd say 4 or 5 on gold, another 6, and the rest on lumber, and get some more lumber in. And I'd start getting stone as well, to be fair. You just need to produce more villagers. What's he got? 45 versus 74. It looks like, unfortunately, well, unfortunately for blue, and it's been a good game so far, it looks like red's going to come back. Looks like red's going to come back. He's going to get that eco, which is very well already on the way to, and then he's going to start crushing with Huskars. And I don't think blue's going to have the time to build enough castles to create enough Teutonic Knights to turn the tide. Red gone to Imperial. Still holding off these raids with houses. That's the wrong house to go for. That's too thick there. You want to go for the one that's 1 thick. Getting in here will be a big one. He's going to get some nice. There's two monks have scared those knights away. That was good. That was good work by red. Very good work. You'd expect top strategy from a general though. Red getting hounded off this stone by blue here. I'd like to see a little bit of Vil fighting there. Pointless really, because it's got stone anyway. I guess it stops red from picking stone. But they both need castles. Town centre, just about where I said as well. Can't be that noobish. Very noobish. Red needs gold. Red needs a lot of gold. I'd say I'd take 9 off wood straight away and put it on gold. I don't know if he's done that, because I've just seen his wood amount of lumberjacks has gone down. Blue, not really changed much. He's got 49 bills now. I'm not sure as to why the eco's so slow. He's got plenty of. Is he playing on 1 TC? He's playing on 1 TC. That's the reason.
Hey, sir.
He's got a lot of units up here doing nothing. Red's got a couple. I'm guessing he's just led them away. Forward castle. Ultimately going to get denied by that castle though. A little bit of pressure here by blue. Probably wondering where the rest of his army is. Those knights are going to get eaten. Them pikes are going to get slaughtered by the arrows. Unless they make it out of range. Which they do, luckily for them. And them Halbs, and that's Huskars going to deny that castle there. That, I wouldn't have that's not a particularly great castle. You want it on the high ground for a start. But also, there's not a great deal going on down here. I don't think it's worth castling. It'd have been better to have a defensive castle at home, I think. A defensive castle at home. Or maybe even, where is your second stone pile, sir? You probably had it already, haven't you? With all your tower rushing. That's a losing fight for red again. Blue again, sorry. Those knights should get destroyed by them helps. The red has been overwhelmed. He's bogged down in fighting other pikemen. But he should have been going after the knights, because the knights are the ones that are going to cause them problems if they go unchallenged. Husk's coming out now. It's gonna get. I love this. I love this this monk play. Absolutely, it's just a delight to see. It's not really seen much of it so far in this tournament. Even now, even with the score so different now, we've got red that's heading up nearly 2,000. I still find it hard to call who's gonna win, because on one hand you have blue, who is more than happy to go on the offensive. This is a decent castle if you can get it up. I hope he doesn't lose all the knights. There's a lot of knights who lost there. Still got a few though. Yeah, that castle needs going up because he needs to secure this stone, and it's only. Oh crikey! No, that's bad. That's unfortunate. And there's a Treb coming as well. Jeepers creepers is what 270 stone. Put a castle down that's worth 650, and it's going to get denied. There's nothing. What can you do against that? That's a losing fight. Oh no! Oh no! Blue's just lost his army. Is he going to call it GG at that? What's he got up here? He's got a little army up there, but he's seen the Treb now. Yeah, he's called the GG. He's lost his army. It's hard. It's hard for Blue. That is. He had victory in his grasp. He just needed to lock down that gold because that's what led to Red getting into the Castle Age, and ultimately led to the comeback. Because he was able to come down here. Great little play. Come down here, get a little bit of resources, get a few more resources together, and start the comeback. That's why ultimately behind the tower rush at some point you need to have military units. And I think there we go. So yeah, that's I, I think that's what you see from one TC play though. To be fair, plenty of aggression, but no longevity. Let's have a look at statistics now. Military goes to general, economy goes to general, and technology, also society, and total score goes to general too. KD is 140 to 92 loss for red, that carries it. Buildings raised versus buildings lost is 17 to 5 for red, and units converted 2. Again, like to see that monk play. Lodged army is 75 for red, whereas 54 for blue. We never did see the showdown there with Teutonic Knight and Skull. Blue did have 2 castles denied there. Food collector goes to red. Wood goes to red. Both convincing. Stone, of course, goes to blue. He needs all that stone. Gold that's a big tell. That's a big tell. If blue was able to get red off his gold, had scouted his base a little bit more. He had his scout layer into the game as well. Locked him off gold like he locked him off that stone pile. The game would have been different, I think. Great few lage time there for Lieutenant J. Howard. Sorry, Lieutenant J. Howard. And Castle Age is different by about 10 minutes. Obviously it goes to red at 28:08, and Imperial Age is 45 minutes, almost on that dot. Map explored is 87% to 92. Research count goes to red. Society, we've got 2 total castles for Omar, and you would have seen the same from J. Howard. Villager high, again a telling statistic there. It's almost double. It's getting on for double anyway. 54 for blue and 93 for red. If you look at the timeline, you see this early aggression. That's where the spears come out. It's tower rushing, tower rushing, tower rushing. See this dropping in villager numbers here. This is due to the tower rush, getting a few down. Then he managed to recover slowly. Then bam, it explodes. His population grows. His villager population grows. This is where he lost his spears, and it looked quite bad for him. But from that, he was able to build up a nice, strong military base again. Whittling blues down. This must have been where blue lost all his man at arms. Sorry, I didn't catch that. I don't know what happened there. I don't know how he managed to lose them. No offense. And then he's got no military here. And then as he gets into the castle, he starts building knights and more pikemen. General Omar gets into feudal, correctly identifies if he's got trebs. The blue won't be able to bring any more towers to his face, I guess. But that was a really good round 1. Thank you very much for both players. Both played a really good game. Enjoyed Blue's early aggression and the dominance of that tower. It was just in the wrong place. The dominance of that tower rush. It was great. General Omar I salute you, sir, for coming back after that pressure, because that was quite a strong tower rush, and there was, although you were slow to react at first, you took the correct steps and managed to achieve victory. So yeah, GG, well played it all, and thank you all for joining me on this episode. Good night.